Hey there, I'm back again sharing more on my experiences in the cult that I was raised in here in Australia, which I escaped 7 years ago. So a lot of you have asked about my relationship with my father and, do I ever hear from him? So escaped 7 years ago. I never hear from him. I think I've reached out once, maybe twice. I hear, more from my mum when I reach out than I do my dad. I didn't have a great relationship with my father. He was extremely homophobic, emotionally abusive, just very manipulative. And he had an arranged marriage, so my mother hated him as well. But was forced to live with him. And I just thought I'd share a small example of what my dad was like. So one Saturday night, this is a classic example. I never liked to Saturday nights, they would always lock up the house like 9:30. You had to be in bed by latest 10 o'clock. Because, the next day we had this early Sunday morning ritual that we had to get up for at the crack of dawn. And you had to be there. So, they always liked to make sure we were always in bed. So no fun Saturday nights for us. But I didn't like spending Saturday nights at home with my family. They were a very toxic family. So I used to just find solace in my car, singing to Rihanna, which was, sinful and illegal in the Brethren anyway, because you weren't allowed to have music from outside. So I left the house, and I went and sat actually up in KFC car park, had my dinner and just listened to Rihanna and was literally crying. Just that's what I did usually when I went off. I wasn't out taking drugs. I wasn't going to the movies. I wasn't hanging out with outsiders. I was just in my own company, grieving, my life and trying to figure out how to get out and escape. And I came home. My dad, was furiously messaging me, "Get home. Where are you? Answer your phone," because he was very controlling like that. He had to know where you were every 15 minutes, because you live in my house, otherwise get out. And, I know some of you said, "Why don't you just leave?" I didn't know anyone outside. I didn't know how to leave. I had to learn all this. So it's very daunting and scary because you're taught all your life you're better off to die than to leave, and that you'll end up in the gutter. So that reality is a very scary one. And it's been very difficult to rewrite that narrative. I find myself still struggling with that today. Like I really struggle and stress about financial security. That's why I work hard in my small business to make sure I never fall back or have to rely on them, because I can't. And I came home, late, and he had got all my bedding and put it in a bag with this note that says, "Sleep in your car." Now, this is the type of manipulation and emotional abuse that I went through. I didn't have a home to come home to. So that night, I had to sleep in my car.